Yo, welcome back to Real Talk. I'm your host, ANAKINSKY. Yo, check this out. Real Talk, you know what I'm saying? We talk about real issues and shit. Alright, let's get it in. You ever think about the phrase melanin abstract or ritual sacrifices? Or you ever think about kidnappings? Well, let me get into this. I tell you now. Now, I started thinking about this shit. There's been an increase of missing children and specifically missing minority children. And then I started thinking, like, why the fuck the police don't investigate this shit? They always say that essentially that they're going missing because they ran away. And essentially, you will figure, yeah, take 72 hours to fucking even report a missing person. Then they say just wait more because of the fact that they just ran away and they'll be back. The thing about it is, well, if the first 48 hours essentially is where you get the best information, y'all they behind. So essentially, if they're making people wait even longer, then trying to figure out what happened before they even get around and trying to investigate it, this is probably why they never figured it out. That's fucked up. So essentially, I started thinking about FEMA camps. Why? Because I noticed when Barack Obama decided to open up closed Walmarts and hook it up with FEMA for the indigenous, I started realizing so forth that us black, Hispanic, Native Aboriginal people is all getting fucking kidnapped. And I'm thinking like, damn, yo, the Ku Klux Klan, Nazis and all the racist supremacist shit, they have a history of kidnapping us in the first place. So I started thinking, damn, wait a minute. Why is there planes by fucking FEMA camps? And why is it that the government says no one's inside of FEMA camps? If no one's inside of FEMA camps, then why the fuck do people work at FEMA camps? Doesn't make sense. Then back to the planes inside FEMA. I mean, well, around FEMA. Where would those planes take people that was inside FEMA that was never inside FEMA because they was inside FEMA where no one knew? Antarctica. Why? Because Antarctica is the only place on the planet with no freaking laws. Then I started thinking about ritual sacrifices, which the Ashkenazis and the Freemasons and the Vatican and other places where have histories of ritual sacrifices. This is probably the reason why people around the whole entire world travel to Antarctica so much. But that's where they have ritual sacrifices. Then I started thinking about the fact that, well, the FBI said, the Federal Bureau of Investigation said that McDonald's is human horse meat. But people say, wait a minute, that's not true. That's fake news. You mean Operation Mockingbird started in 1952 by the Central Investigating Agency to control the media? So essentially, that's how they get away with it. That's why Donald Trump doesn't say fake news, right? Then I started thinking that, but the Ashkenazis from Germany, even and he was a rabbi who said McDonald's is one of the outlets. Then I started thinking about melanin abstract. Well, the only way to get melanin abstract probably would be from people that have melanin, and that's probably where they make other things out of, like melanin abstract and food from McDonald's. Then I started thinking, there's a book called The Delectable Negro. The book called The Delectable Negro is all about slavery. And it talks about how they used to rape us and eat us, use us as a food source. So I started thinking, wait a minute. When that turned out a slave rebellion, they boiled them down and ate them, which is written in The Delectable Negro. Then I started thinking about how Jamestown, Virginia, well, an indentured servant, alias a slave, was eaten, and the remains are in Smithsonian in D.C. The History Channel even made a whole documentary about the Jamestown, Virginia, with the indentured servant known as Jane. So I started thinking about how all that shit means that they're using us as a food source and also for our melanin, so that white people can darken their skin. That shit just fucked my head up. Anyway, like I said, it's real talks. You know what I'm saying? We talk about real issues and so forth. Uh, leave comments. Hit the subscribe button. Let's talk about it. Real talk. I'm out.